have just the one sale going out from yesterday, but the sale's not actually the most important thing today. Had a comment on one of my videos that I'd like to go over. I think it's really quite important. Very, very well put as well. I also went to the charity shop, so I'll be showing you those while we discuss. So first of all, if you are new here, I buy and sell things on the internet via Wi-Fi, via 5G, via whatever signal I can get. We've had a sale going out, repeat customer. I put these onto bids, $4.99 starting bid, $3.99 postage, and that's all they got was their starting bid. A bunch of Lego manuals, instructions. I think somebody got an absolute bargain there. But you are a repeat customer, so massively appreciate it. And I also went to the charity shop yesterday and spent about £50, something like that. We've got some good little bits, I'll show you those as well. But I do want to run over this. Comment. I think it was quite a good one. I like it. Basically, a lot of people in the comment section on reselling videos will say things like, and you can tell they're not resellers, they're just casual viewers and the video might have been shown in their feed or something. And they say things like, making money from charity shops, you scumbags, or buying and reselling is just cheeky and scumbaggy, and all those types of things. And then Vintage Casuals 7185 left a comment, and it reads as follows. Love the logic of the holier than thou mob who slate sole traders / small business owners for earning a few quid off of their own endeavours and know how to navigate the channels for reimbursement after being scammed. Because as mentioned, as you would have seen recently, I've created a whole saga around a pair of speakers that I believe were switched out on me and then the gubbins sent back, and I was rejected my claim by one place and went down the correct avenues and got my rejected claim on the second place overturned and appealed and got my compensation. How to navigate the channels for reimbursement after being scammed. These are normally the kind of people that are happy to sell 8 hours or more a day of the little time we have to a larger business for the reward of minimum wage and 28 days holiday with a company that cares nothing for them and only uses them to make money for the boss. Which in most minimum wage jobs is very, very true. You are replaceable just like that. You hold little to zero value. You are paid peanuts for the work that you do and the hours that you do and probably the extra that you do. But it keeps a steady but low wage on your table and you feel a bit, you're confident with that. It's like, okay, I'm comfortable. It's shit. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm comfortable. I understand that. What logic dictates to them that it's okay for the boss of House of Fraser, he's using it as an example, to earn billions for basically doing the same job as resellers? He goes on. They buy cheap from China, known for its excellent working conditions and fair practices. Being a bit jivey there, I understand the sarcasm. And so should you, it's very important. It makes the whole thing make sense. To sell at a profit to the public. Resellers just source differently and are at the lower end of the financial scale, where we're making peanuts, they're making pounds. And that's true. Yes, we do okay from it, but on the grand scale of things, hang on, I'm going off track. Let me continue. Resellers source differently and they're at a lower end of the financial scale, but what resellers do is no different, apart from the great working conditions that we provide to labour. Good on you for carving your own path and for using as many legal avenues as you can for reimbursement after being what essentially is a victim of fraud and deception. Love the videos and the Instagram channels. That's from Vintage Casuals 7185. I replied and said, that is eloquently said. I'll use that in a future video. A really, really well put. Thank you, mate. I really, really, really well put. Spelling mistake. It is what it is. But I thought that was very, very, very well put for an argument that I always try and find something to rebuttal with when people say things like that in my comment section. Normally I'll just love heart it so the comment goes away. So if you are a knobhead and I love heart your comment, don't be sitting there going, I'm just getting you off my feed, mate. But that is very well put. So we are doing just what anybody else does where you go and buy your things from. Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, whatever shopping place you use, Aldi, Lidl, whatever. They're all resellers. They buy low and they sell high. especially this day and age where we are being absolutely mugged by the supermarkets and the big corporations. And if you don't think we are, look into it. Go and see how much a Freddo costs these days. And see how much it really needs to cost. But they're all doing exactly the same thing. When you buy a car, whatever you purchase, the majority of the time, the very high percentage of the time, I'm really trying to think of a scenario where it wouldn't be, but let's say 99.9% of the time, anything you buy is being sold by a reseller. They're buying lower and selling to you higher. That is just business. Whereas these corporations will sit on the phone and go, right, I want 45 pallets of this, please. I'm willing to pay this, and I'm going to sell it for that. They sit on their office and do it from the comfort of whatever. Not saying the work's not hard, but you're then going to come onto us resellers pages who are getting up at 5 in the morning, sometimes earlier, driving probably hundreds of miles round trips, traipsing around fields back and forward, doing more steps in the morning than you probably do in a week. Bartering, haggling, it's either cold or it's really hot, carrying all of this stuff. We're getting bad shoulders, bad backs, but we're carrying lots of knowledge up here for us to be able to do that. Because every step on that field creates a gigabyte of knowledge in the brain. And then you're going to come onto our channels and say we're scumbags. Are you fucking... The mind boggles. But with these kinds of people, it's really not worth arguing with in the comments. You can find yourself almost engaging. Because I can never find the right words to say anything like that, I'll just love heart it and disappear. Ta-da. Ta-da. I'm not very good with my words when it comes to stuff like that. This person is. So I really appreciate that comment. It really does highlight the practices and the ways of the reseller and the fact that it's comparable to almost every other place that you buy from, probably without whinging. Do you know what I mean? You'll get your pair of Nike Air Maxes that probably cost £4 to make and pay you 120 quid and you'll be like, yeah mate, look at my new trainers, man. I love my new trainers, man. I was actually waving my foot around and you still can't see it. Oh, pulled a muscle nearly. But a lot of them are made by very poorly paid people, cost pittance to make, and you're paying about 100 times more on them. But you're okay for them to make their money, but not for someone like us to make 5 or 6 quid on something. Sort your head out, give your head a wobble. But don't stop commenting it though, because I like it. It's good for the algorithm. It's good. It keeps feeding the videos. So Vintage Casuals 7185, really appreciate that. Thank you for the highlight in that comment, and I think it was a really good discussion topic. Let's have a look at what I picked up yesterday. So as mentioned, I went into the charity shop yesterday. I picked up something really cool actually, with a bit of a strange story behind it. I'll tell you about it. I'll say strange. It's not strange. It's just there's a story behind it. So all of this stuff came to £61. But I had £10 credit, so it cost me £51. So first up for £4 is this Pool Electric LED light. I think it's really smart. Check this out. It's very IKEA-y. That's what drew my eye to it. It's not IKEA though. Ah, how smart is that? I just love all this like funky LED stuff that's out at the minute. I love a weird lamp. I do love a weird lamp. £4 paid on that. I'm going to guess it's worth about 12, maybe 15. A vintage Pluto puppet. This is from Euro Disney. Remember what it used to be called? Euro Disney. £1.50 that was. Probably like 8, 10 quid. But it all adds up, doesn't it? It all adds up. These Bose headphones were £5. I think they're called like something audio or ear audio, something like that. When I was in the shop, I actually ripped off the muffs, the ear muffs from them, because they were absolutely perished and battered. But here they are. I think they're called True Audio actually, if I remember rightly. Sound True. So the leads detached, but the cups were absolutely battered. So I pulled them off. I said, throw them in your bin. And she did. You can buy replacement ear cups for these for about £4 to £6, which I might do actually, just to eke a bit of extra cash out of it. I might do that. And then I'll sell them for like 25 to 30 quid. I can sell them as they are for 20 quid right now if I wanted to. Just a really good pair of Bose headphones. Yeah, nice. £5 they were. When I ripped off the cups, she was in the shop, she's looking at me like, what are you doing? No, what are you doing selling them like that? And then I'll bring you over for this one because it's quite big. This is one of my favourite finds of the month so far. is this Marantz amplifier. This is the special edition. There we go, look at that. Beautiful. So it comes with the remote control. I've tested it all out. It's about ready to be listed, so £50 was on the tag. But of course, because I had £10 loyalty credit, I paid £51 for everything instead of £61. So I guess you could say that the Bose headphones, the lamp, and the Euro Disney Pluto were all free, minus 50p. Do you know what I mean? So what I sell the Bose for 25, I sell the Pluto for 8 to 10 quid, I sell the lamp for, let's say, 10 to 12. That's pretty much most of the money back for this Marantz as it is. And this Marantz can sell in good condition and marketed properly, and if you're willing to wait, up to £200 to £220. You're guaranteed at least £150 back from it, guaranteed. But again, if you want a really fast sale, 120, 130, 140. But this is quite light. It's in really nice condition for what it is. You want to see the piece I'm talking about, not me. It's in really nice condition. It's not that heavy for an integrated amplifier, probably like 5 kilos. It's in such good condition, even the little made in Singapore sticker still on there. Scratch, scratch, scratch. That's about all I can find on it. That's wrong with that. Really, really nice. It's got its original remote control with it, albeit the battery compartment's a bit of a pain to slide. It has had previous corrosion by the look of it before. A little bit of marks and that on there. But outside of that, really, really nice. Really, really good condition. I love picking up stuff like that. But the funny story behind it is, I walked in there 3 days ago, and this had just come in. It was on the shelf. It had a name on it and a postcode in the back room, and I was like, oh, I've missed it. She's like, no, you haven't. That's the name of the postcode of the person who bought it in. That's so we can do their charity aid thing where it was called 25% extra. I said, So let me look it up. She said, yeah, we're going to do that soon. So I thought, there's no way I'm going to get it. So I thought I wanted to have a look and see what it was worth anyway. And I told her, I said, there's probably £150 to £200 there. So it's probably going to be an eBay job. She went, oh, do you think so? Okay, well, thank you, Ricky. So I thought, no, I didn't think anything else of it. Went in there yesterday, 10 minutes before closing, and it was on the side. I was like, oh, they put it out. What's that going to be, 150? 50 quid. So I thought, I'm going to have that, especially knowing I've got £10 credit. I wasn't expecting to find other little bits as well, but once I found that, I thought, let me go and find some stuff that I can sell, even if it's just a few quid flip extra on Vinted. That was then slowly bring the price down of that even more. Do you see my logic? So for example, that plus the Bose, £55, the Bose are £5. If I then sell the Bose for £25, after fees and stuff, maybe 12, maybe 15 quid, that Marantz then only owes me 40 quid, because I get my £5 back from my Bose, plus £10 profit off down to the Marantz. But obviously I did it with a few things. You see what I'm saying? That's how I like to work. And she said to me, it's got a fresh pack test. She said to me, I know it's going to be absolutely fine. The person who bought it in is actually the husband of one of our volunteers, and he looks after all of his stuff, and he might have some more. So I'll keep an eye out for that. But anyway, yeah, stop demonising resellers. Everything that you do, wherever you purchase from, has been bought by a reseller. Nobody's buying and selling things for free. Nobody's selling you anything without making any money. Better start remembering that. And if you can't get that through your thick skulls, please do continue commenting on the videos. It really does help all of our channels out. For those of you that get it and understand, and nothing in life is free other than death, even to be fair, even that's going to cost you. I appreciate you for watching. Please do like the video on the way out, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It's really helping the channel out. Channel's experiencing some real nice growth at the moment, and I want you to be a part of it. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.